Hi. Is your stepchild being told terrible things about you, your family, your lifestyle, the partner you live with? Is it really difficult to kind of counter it all the time? And in fact, you can't. It's led to a distrust between the child and your family. And it's very difficult. You're being kind of demonized in the child's eyes, and it's really difficult to counteract. Hi, I post once a week, so subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. It's a really difficult problem to counter this one, and you never know what you're up against. But you do know that the child is being fed incorrect and unhelpful information about you. It is said in much divorce literature that you should not speak ill of the other parent or their partner to your child. In many agreements, parenting agreements, it is written that one parent should not denigrate the other parent to the child. It's worth having these agreements, and it's worth seeing if you can put one in place if you haven't got one. But we all know that speaking to the other parent and getting them to change what they do is not easy. So often you're left struggling with the situation, trying to make the best of it, when actually really what needs to happen is the behaviour needs to stop. And if you can get the behaviour to stop, that would be good. But if you can't, then you're stuck. But one of the things is to keep your relationship good, so that the child can see with their very own eyes that you have got a good relationship with their parent. That's good role modelling. It will help them in the future to have good relationships themselves if they've seen one like yours operating well. The other thing is to teach your stepchild as soon as possible what's often referred to as critical thinking or evaluative thinking. It's kind of, don't believe everything you hear, because so much you hear isn't true. Like newspapers, news reports, magazines, advertising. See if you can't help your child think critically when they're told something. Is this true? Is this likely to be true? Is this something I've seen with my own eyes, or do I see the opposite when I go round there? What you're wanting is for the child to have a little bit of independence, so they can say, well, mummy isn't right about that, or daddy isn't right about that. It's, I can make up my own mind and keep my own counsel. Also, to help the child, it's sometimes useful to share relevant and appropriate information with them, so they've got the backup information. Because if somebody says something is such and such, but there are no facts to back it up from either side, like your father's keeping me short of money, or your mother's never doesn't tell me anything ever, then if you never give the child any backup factual information, then it's very difficult to make the right judgment call on that kind of thing. So it is worth appropriately sharing information so the child can have independent thought. because it's the child that's in a really difficult position here. And often it might be worth that you manage the transitions from your home back to their other home quite carefully, because often they can get asked what was said and what happened and was there any information about X or Y during their last visit with you. And what might be helpful for the child is to talk through their visit with you before going home. How was it? Is there going to be any problems? What are you likely to get asked? Not because you're trying to investigate what they're interested in, but to help the child say what they may be asked and to think about how they could phrase things which would be better for the child when they get back home. And so therefore the child can be more confident and less worried about what they may or may not say, which then in turn gives ammunition to the other parent to use against the child and you in the future. So role playing and talking things through before the child goes back can help. We run workshops, sessions, we write booklets, and we have an email response service. You can find links to our social media and our website in the description box below.